Have you ever wondered why schools never teach us about money? Yes, we've all had economy lessons, but they never taught us about actual money. Today we're diving deep into the financial education you never got. We're talking about the money secrets they don't teach you in school, the stuff that could make or break your financial future. Look, we've all been there. You graduate high school, maybe even college, armed with textbooks and theories, but clueless about the real world of money. You get your first job, excited to finally be financially independent, but then reality hits. Taxes eat up your paycheck, bills pile up, and saving for the future feels impossible. The truth is, most of us are taught to be good employees, not savvy investors or entrepreneurs. We're told to climb the corporate ladder, work a 9 to 5, and maybe one day, if we're lucky, retire comfortably. But what if I told you there's a different path? What if you could achieve financial freedom sooner than you ever thought possible? That's what this video series is all about, giving you the financial education you deserve, the one that could change your life. So buckle up, hit that subscribe button, and get ready to learn the truth about money. Let's be honest, the traditional education system wasn't designed to make you rich. It was designed to create a workforce obedient employees who follow instructions and fit neatly into the system. Think about it. When was the last time your history class talked about investing in real estate or your math class covered compound interest? Instead, we're drilled on memorizing facts and figures, most of which we'll never use again. We're taught to follow the rules, meet deadlines, and not question authority. Now, I'm not saying those skills aren't important, but they won't necessarily lead you to financial freedom. In fact, they often do the opposite. Now, I'm not saying you should drop out of school or disregard your education. A good education can open doors and provide valuable knowledge, but it's crucial to recognize that formal education alone won't guarantee financial security, let alone wealth. The real key is to become financially literate, to understand how money works, how to make it work for you, and how to break free from the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle. This means taking control of your financial education and seeking out knowledge that traditional schooling often overlooks. Think about it. You wouldn't expect to become a world-class chef just by watching cooking shows, would you? You'd need to get your hands dirty, experiment with recipes, and learn from your mistakes. The same goes for managing your finances. It's time to stop relying solely on the outdated financial advice passed down through generations or the limited information provided in school. You have the power to educate yourself, to become financially savvy, and to create a future where money is no longer a source of stress but a tool for building the life you deserve. Let's talk about some of the crucial financial topics that are mysteriously absent from most school curriculums. Things like taxes, credit scores, and investing, the stuff you actually need to navigate the real world. We spend years learning algebra and ancient history, but nobody teaches us how to file our taxes, understand a credit card statement, or invest our hard-earned money. It's almost as if there's a deliberate effort to keep us financially illiterate, trapped in a cycle of debt and financial dependence. Imagine if, instead of dissecting Shakespeare, we had classes on budgeting, debt management, and building a diversified investment portfolio. What if we learned about compound interest and the power of starting early instead of memorizing the periodic table? I truly believe that if we equipped young adults with this essential financial knowledge, we'd see a dramatic shift in our society. We'd have fewer people struggling with debt, more individuals achieving financial independence, and a generation empowered to build a brighter future. One of the most important financial concepts they never taught you in school is the power of compound interest. It's like magic, but instead of pulling a rabbit out of a hat, you're pulling wealth out of thin air. Simply put, compound interest is the interest you earn on your interest. It's like a snowball effect. The earlier you start, the more time your money has to grow exponentially. Even small contributions, made consistently over time, can add up to a significant amount of wealth. Think of it this way: if you invest $100 today, and it earns a 10% annual return, you'll have $110 next year. But here's the kicker: the following year, you're earning 10% on $110, not just the initial 100, and so on and so on. This is why starting early is crucial. The longer your money compounds, the more you benefit from this exponential growth. Unfortunately, most people don't learn about this until it's too late, and they've missed out on years of potential growth. You've probably heard it a million times: go to school, get good grades, find a safe and stable job, and you'll be set for life. Sounds good in theory, right? But let's be real. How many people do you know who actually followed this path and ended up financially free? The problem with this traditional advice is that it traps you in a cycle of trading your most valuable asset, your time, for a limited income. You're essentially selling hours of your life away, with very little control over your earning potential. Think about it. Even if you land a high-paying job, you're still limited by the number of hours you can work in a day. You're trading time for money, and that's a trade you can never truly win. There's a ceiling on how much you can earn, and it's dictated by someone else. This isn't about discouraging hard work or traditional employment, it's about understanding the inherent limitations of this model. To achieve true financial freedom, you need to break free from the time for money trap and start building assets that generate income for you, even while you sleep. Another misconception we're often sold is the idea of job security. But let me tell you, in today's rapidly changing economy, job security is nothing more than an illusion. Companies downsize, industries shift, and automation is constantly changing the job market. Remember 2008, the housing market crash? Millions of people lost their jobs, their homes, their life savings, all because they thought their safe and stable jobs would always be there. But guess what? The world can change in an instant. And relying solely on a job for your financial well-being is a risky strategy. Instead of chasing job security, focus on building your own financial security. This means diversifying your income streams, investing in assets that appreciate in value, and constantly learning new skills that keep you ahead of the curve. The truth is, the most secure job you'll ever have is the one you create for yourself. It's about becoming financially independent and taking control of your own destiny. Don't fall for the myth of the safe job. Build your own safety net instead. Have you ever wondered why the rich seem to stay rich generation after generation? It's not just about inheritance, it's about a fundamental difference in how they think about money. You see, wealthy families understand a crucial concept that's rarely taught in school: the difference between assets and liabilities. An asset is something that puts money in your pocket. Think of it like a money-making machine. It could be a rental property that generates passive income, a business that brings in profits, or even stocks that pay dividends. Assets work for you even when you're not working. Now, a liability, on the other hand, takes money out of your pocket. This could be your car that loses value every year, that fancy watch you just had to have, or even your mortgage if you're not leveraging it correctly. Liabilities are like money pits. They constantly drain your resources. The rich understand this distinction and focus on acquiring assets that build wealth over time. They teach their kids from a young age to think about money in terms of assets and liabilities, setting them up for financial success from the start. So how do the wealthy pass on their financial knowledge and advantages to their children? It's not about spoiling them with trust funds. It's about instilling the right mindset and providing them with the tools and resources to succeed. One common strategy is involving their kids in business decisions from a young age. They bring them to meetings, explain financial statements, and teach them the value of hard work and smart investments. This hands-on experience is invaluable and gives them a massive head start in understanding how wealth is built and managed. Another strategy is introducing them to investing early on. Instead of just giving them allowances, they encourage them to invest a portion of their money in stocks, bonds, or even real estate. They teach them about compound interest, the magical concept that allows your money to grow exponentially over time. Remember, building generational wealth isn't about handouts. It's about empowering future generations with the knowledge, skills, and resources to create their own success. We live in a society that encourages us to live beyond our means. From flashy cars to the latest gadgets, we're constantly bombarded with messages that tell us we need to buy happiness. And the easiest way to fuel this consumerist lifestyle? Debt, credit cards, student loans, car payments, they all promise instant gratification but come with a hefty price tag interest. Before you know it, you're trapped in a vicious cycle of debt, working tirelessly just to make minimum payments and barely staying afloat. The scary part is that this debt cycle is often invisible. You might think you're doing okay because you can afford the monthly payments, but the interest rates are silently eating away at your income, preventing you from building real wealth. The truth is, most people are broke, not because they don't earn enough, but because they spend more than they earn and get caught in the web of debt. It's time to break free from this consumerist trap and start making conscious choices about our spending habits. So how do we escape this cycle of debt and overconsumption? It starts with a mindset shift. We need to redefine what truly brings us happiness and fulfillment. Is it the fleeting pleasure of owning the latest iPhone? Or is it the lasting joy of financial freedom and security? Start by questioning your spending habits. Before swiping your credit card, ask yourself, do I really need this, or am I just buying into the hype? Can I afford to pay for this in cash, or will it add to my debt burden? Remember, true wealth isn't about showcasing material possessions. It's about having the financial freedom to live life on your own terms. It's about having the option to pursue your passions, spend time with loved ones, and make a difference in the world, without being shackled by financial stress. It's time to reject the buy now, worry later mentality, and embrace a more mindful and intentional approach to our finances. Let's break free from the consumerist trap and start building a life of true wealth and fulfillment. Alright, so you're doing everything right. You're living within your means, cutting back on unnecessary expenses and saving diligently. You're feeling pretty good, right? But here's the thing, saving isn't enough. Inflation is a silent thief, chipping away at your savings. Prices rise and your money's value decreases. If your money isn't growing faster than inflation, you're losing purchasing power. It's like running on a treadmill, you're not getting anywhere. In the next section, we'll discuss how to grow your money and beat inflation. So, how do we fight back against this inflation monster and actually grow our wealth? The answer is simple: investing. Saving is like putting your money in a safe place, but it's not going to multiply. Investing is like planting a seed and watching it grow into a tree. It's about putting your money to work for you. Investing can seem risky or complicated, but it doesn't have to be. There are resources to help you learn, and low-risk options. Start small and increase investments as you become comfortable. Even small amounts can grow exponentially with compound interest. This is where your money makes money. It's like a snowball effect, and it's the secret to building long-term wealth. Don't let inflation eat away at your savings. Take control of your financial future and start investing today. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, but the second best time is now. Let's face it, most people are stuck in a rat race. They work long hours at jobs they may not even like just to make ends meet and pay bills. They're trapped in a cycle of living paycheck to paycheck with little hope of ever achieving true financial freedom. But here's the thing, escaping the rat race isn't just about making more money, it's about changing your mindset. You see, there's a fundamental difference in the way wealthy people think about money compared to those who struggle financially. People who stay trapped often operate from a scarcity mindset. They believe there's only a limited amount of wealth to go around, and they constantly worry about not having enough. This fear-based mentality can lead to bad financial decisions and keep you stuck in a cycle of debt and financial stress. On the other hand, wealthy individuals tend to have an abundance mindset. They believe there are always opportunities to create wealth, and that there's enough to go around for everyone. This positive outlook allows them to take calculated risks, invest wisely, and ultimately attract more abundance into their lives. Shifting your mindset from scarcity to abundance is crucial for escaping the rat race. Alright, so we've talked about the importance of mindset, but let's get practical. How do you actually start generating more income and break free from the rat race? Well, one of the most effective ways is by developing high-income skills and exploring side hustles. Now, I'm not talking about getting another dead-end job that you dread. I'm talking about identifying your passions, talents, and interests, and finding ways to monetize them. Think about it. What are you good at? What do people always ask you for help with? What are you passionate about learning more about? In today's digital age, there are countless opportunities to turn your skills into profitable side hustles. You could start an online business, offer freelance services, create and sell online courses, invest in real estate, or even become an influencer in your niche. The possibilities are truly endless. The key is to start small, stay consistent, and continuously learn and adapt. Remember, building a successful side hustle takes time and effort, but the rewards can be life-changing. Not only can it provide you with an additional stream of income, but it can also lead to greater financial security, flexibility, and ultimately, the freedom to design a life you love. Alright, let's get real. You're probably thinking, Graham, this is all great, but can people really escape the rat race? Absolutely. I've met countless individuals who started with nothing and built incredible wealth. Take Sarah, for example. She was stuck in a dead-end job, drowning in student loan debt. Sound familiar? Sarah decided enough was enough. She started a side hustle selling handmade jewelry online. It wasn't easy. She had to learn about marketing, e-commerce, and managing her finances like a boss. Fast forward 3 years, she quit her job, paid off her student loans, and now runs a six-figure jewelry business. The best part? She's her own boss, sets her own hours, and is building a real asset. This is the power of taking control of your finances. It's not about luck. It's about taking action, learning new skills, and hustling your way to the top. And guess what? You can do it too. Throughout this channel, I share tons of resources, tips, and strategies to help you get there. Now, I know what you're thinking, Graham, starting a business isn't for everyone, and you're right, but that doesn't mean you're stuck. Remember John from chapter 4, the one who learned about real estate investing from his wealthy uncle? Well, John took that knowledge and ran with it. He started small, saving every penny he could to buy his first rental property. He lived frugally, rented out the other rooms, and used the rental income to pay off the mortgage faster. He reinvested the profits, bought more properties, and now, in his early 30s, he owns multiple units and generates passive income that replaces his old 9-to-5 salary. That's the beauty of building assets. They work for you even while you sleep. John didn't inherit a fortune. He built his wealth through smart investments and a lot of hard work. And you know what? You have that same potential within you. Alright, by now you're probably fired up and ready to take action. But where do you even begin? The first step is simple. Take control of your money. That means understanding where it's going. Download a budgeting app, track every dollar you spend for a month, and categorize your expenses. You might be surprised by how much you're actually spending on things like eating out or subscription services. Next, create a budget that aligns with your financial goals. Remember the 50/30/20 rule we talked about? 50% of your income towards needs, 30% towards wants, and 20% towards savings and investments. This is a great framework to start with. Now, I know what you're thinking. Graham, saving money is impossible when you're living paycheck to paycheck. And I hear you. That's why it's crucial to find ways to increase your income. Remember, there are only so many hours in a day to trade for money. That's why it's essential to develop high-income skills or start a side hustle. Think about your passions, your skills, and what problems you can solve for others. Can you freelance as a writer? Start a dog-walking business? Teach online courses? Once you start generating extra income, don't let it disappear. It's time to put that money to work for you. Investing is crucial for building long-term wealth. Start by maxing out your Roth IRA. Then explore low-cost index funds and ETFs. Remember, investing is a marathon, not a sprint. And there you have it, the truth about money that school never taught you. Remember, financial freedom is a journey, not a destination. It takes time, effort, and a willingness to learn and adapt. But trust me, it's worth it. You have the power to change your financial future. Start today, stay consistent, and never stop learning. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more content on financial freedom. Let's break the cycle together.